Hello and welcome. In this lecture, we are going to continue from where we left off in part 1. All right, so I'm just going to change some more of the property values. So if you click on the label here, I'm going to remove the text value, which is this one here. I don't want it to say anything at the moment. I'll just get rid of that. And that should be gone. Next thing I want to do is go to the buttons tab. And I want to change the text on that button. I'll just make that OK button. Change that to OK. All right, so I'm good. The next thing we want to do, we want to try and understand how there can be a data type assignment mismatch. So to do that, double click on the OK button, double click. And that should open up the code behind the button. If you don't get this pop up immediately, make sure you click on this default.aspx.cs. Make sure that's clicked on also before you double click on the button if it doesn't come up. So so this is showing all our code. So because we've clicked on the button, you can see the mouse, the cursor is flashing there because that's where it's asking us to insert some code. All right. So what I'm going to do, I am going to try and okay. So let's start with a data type of integer. All right. I'm going to give it a value of just the letter I. That'll be the name of the variable. And then I am going to introduce a data type mismatch. What I'm going to do for the value of I, I'm going to enter a string value. So I'm going to say hello world. Okay, and put a semicolon at the end. All right, you can see Visual Studio is complaining because of the squiggly line. So it knows that I've got the wrong data type inserted. The red squiggly underline here indicates a compilation error where the application will not run, as opposed to a green squiggly line. So if you have a green squiggly line, that is just a warning. It doesn't stop the code from running. The reason we have the red squiggly lines is because we are trying to put a string, which is an alphanumeric characters, into a variable that is only able to hold an integer. An integer basically is a whole number value. So the variable is saying, I'm not having that. So that we can't accept string values in this variable. Visual Studio is quite good. If you hover your mouse over that, it will tell you what's gone wrong. And basically it gives you a clue as to what's going on. So what we're going to have to do, we're going to have to do an explicit conversion. An implicit conversion basically is done with data of or values of similar data types. So when they have similar data type, like a string and a string, or an integer and an integer, that is known as implicit. Whereas the data types are different, for example, an integer and a string, that is explicit. So we need to do an explicit conversion. So to convert this value into an integer value, we are going to use a method called convert.toInt32 method. Basically what this method does, it will convert the specified string to an equivalent 32-bit signed integer. So this is what we're going to do. Where we've got the variable I, we're going to set it to equals to, I'm going to type in the word convert, uppercase, convert, dot. You notice it's the IntelliSense has given us a guide here. This is what I want. So I'm going to convert dot to 32. That's the method. And then I'm in parentheses, I'm going to enclose the text I want to convert. So as you can see, the squiggly, red squiggly lines has disappeared because we've now used this convert dot to int32 method to convert this text hello world into an integer value. So this value now is equivalent to a 32-bit signed integer. So a 32-bit signed integer is also equivalent to the number in the value or a 0 if the value is null. So I'm just going to go into design view for a minute. I'll just scroll down. And in the design view, what I'm trying to achieve here, this text box here, the text box input, it will store users input as a string. But what I'm trying to achieve here, I want us to be able to convert that string into an integer so we can perform some calculation on it. The label control, which is this one here, stores the result as a string. So we will also want to convert the result of the int calculation back into a string. So we're going to see if we can achieve that in the next lecture. So that's it for this lecture. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.